Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Baldur's Gate 3 with me, Break It Dawn. Let's continue exploring the Open Hand Temple and talk to these guys.
We are his adherents. We let more outsiders in and more Baldurians die. Duke Stelmane, Father Lorcan, it's no coincidence.
We have faith here, Bill. Faith in people, no matter where they're from.
Who had more faith than Father Lorcan? How did that work out?
I heard your priest died. My condolences.
Thank you, stranger. Father Lorgan's passing has saddened us all.
Passing? He was murdered by one of the fugitives he was harboring.
Bill, I beg you, be quiet. Even sinners receive Ilmater's grace, and Father Lorgan knew that. We don't pick and choose who we aid.
Sounds like your god would be proud of Father Lorgan.
Thank you, stranger. I take some solace knowing that he died in Ilmater's service.
Does Ilmater's service involve protecting heretic absolutists? Or perhaps I missed that sermon.
Enough, Bill. You seem a kind soul. Our temple is open to you. Walk well.
Father Lorgan.
A scorned, closed heart. Oh, side with the open-minded priest.
Nothing but scraps for days.
If you're looking for a handout, try elsewhere. We're focusing on our own now.
Look at me. Do I look like I'm looking for a handout?
Times may be hard, but the god on the rack asks that we endure. For him.
The temple of exactly this. Exactly this.
Ilmater's edict is to welcome all into
The name of the crying one.
May Ilmater guide your footfalls, stranger.
You want to let those thugs get away with this?
If you won't help us, at least let
Let's
the
check this out.
The priests will open the temple up again. You'll see. They're good people. Holy people. If you're hungry, you can wait with us. A priest might come out with some scraps if we're lucky.
I don't care.
If you're hungry, you can...
They'll have an option to give them food?
Can I please have some food? Oh, sorry. I thought you were a priest. I'm so hungry.
Bet you won't get kicked out of the temple. They blame us for everything.
Well, I also snuck in from below.
Situation. Tell them that Father Lorgan was nice to us and that we didn't do anything, we swear.
Even if they wanted to kick me out, they couldn't because I have
If you won't help
Reaper's
us,
rigidity
at least
up.
let the children in. They've had nothing but scraps for days.
If you're looking for Ilmater's charity, you're out of luck. They've turned their backs on us, like everyone else. Watch your step inside the temple. One of the priests got cut to ribbons, and they're looking for someone to blame.
Nothing to do with this, Dad.
I'm fine. You're the one who took a beating.
We have the Duke's full support. For the good of the people. Our.
In the name of the crying one, have mercy.
Stelmane's murders.
I saw I made it as far as that before, so
Under scrutiny.
went back into the temple and finished clearing that out. Area under investigation.
The children in.
Flaming Fist investigation underway. Stay back.
I'll give them a piece of my mind.
Claim of passion or deeper conspiracy.
Father Lorgan. I've nothing against Father
We didn't see any Flaming Fist in here investigating. We just saw that holly font.
Infirmary. Justice endures, even in suffering.
What ails you? Marsh fever? Feather lung? Be quick, I've not got all day.
I'm looking into Lorgan's death. I need to ask you some questions.
What do you want to know?
Who do you think killed Father Lorgan?
I reckon Investigator Valeria is right. One of the refugees killed him. Cruelly, too. They cut off his hand, sawed right through the bone. I found a paralytic poison on one of his wounds. Lorgan was alive while they took the hand. He just couldn't scream. It's sick. We give them everything, and all we get is nothing but a good man to bury. Please, leave me be. I've got an awful lot to get done.
Lorgan's chest key. A small iron key.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
Who killed you?
Dwarf, dressed in red.
Why did he kill you?
The corpse remains silent. It does not know.
What were you doing when you died?
Hiding Brilgor from fists.
Why were you hiding Brilgor?
Must protect innocence. Ilmater's will.
Where did you hide him?
Took him to the tunnel with the rest. Oh, fool.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
So those dead tieflings we found in the tunnels, he brought down there. So he inadvertently sealed their fate. Doesn't count as stealing. An end to suffering. A selection of rites for the dead and dying adorn this manuscript. Let the light of perpetual toleration guide your servant's wretched form to peace. In bloody mercy, hear my prayer. Our most ardent petitions bring this soul afore your tear-scorched eyes, Lord. Blink and let it pass into reverie. The poison drained, the sickness quelled. As I deliver this body from that which ailed it, I render its soul unto your care. Encyclopedia Apotheca by Sandri Toliar. One particular page's corner in this curative tome is more dog-eared than the rest. Arcane Paralysis. Common sources: Suckling on Fish Tree Blossom. Deep Monastic Meditation. Curious Meanlocks. Miscellaneous Poisons. Carabasan's Gift. Chul Extract, etc. Incurious Meanlocks. Curative Solutions. Healing Abjurations. Lesser Restoration, etc. Restorative Elixirs. General Antidotes. Remedial Potions, etc.
Kitchen. Visitors kindly keep to common areas. Food will be served at mealtimes. Infirmary. Justice endures, even in suffering. Belfry. Bell ringers only past this point.
Well, I've been known to ring a few bells in my day. They didn't specify bell ringers employed by the Open Hand Temple. Oh man, I wasn't even thinking about the roofs of all these buildings. We'll have to go back through at some point.
That marking. Ha! This creature is something to Gale.
Sorry, did she say... Oh, something to Gale. Well, well, well. Let's go grab Gale. Oh, sorry, I wasn't grouped up.
Well, are we ready for the road once more? You're sure? Later, then. I tell you not to get in trouble, but I suspect it will find you whether you like it or not.
We also need to talk to Dame Aelin, because we have a quest for her that we hadn't talked about before.
How can I help? With pleasure. Lead on.
Come to bask in the glow of the Moon Maiden's sword? Be most welcome.
Mr. Dakarios, heavens! Fancy seeing you here.
Tara! That can't be you, can it?
I suppose you won't be terribly shocked to find your old friend Tara amongst the pigeons. They've always been a personal favorite.
My, is that a ring? For us? Ugh, you shouldn't have. Enjoy yourself now, Tara. Looks like you've got yourself set up quite nicely here.
What's your Tresim doing here, Gale?
She isn't my Tresim. She's my friend. And from the looks of things, it appears she's eating pigeons.
Can you ask her to stop eating pigeons?
Oh, right. Did you hear that, Tara? Stop it?
Well, these must be important birds indeed, Mr. Dakarios. Forgive me for feasting on their bodies and bones so very voraciously.
Oh, she's agreed. Just about.
Oh. Oh, look at her go. What a cool creature design. Oh, there's blood up here. A bundle of letters. Oh, that one woman was complaining about the post not being delivered. I wonder if it was Tara's doing, because she's eating the delivery pigeons. Hey, Cave Bear is inspired. Cat's got your tongue? Find the missing letters. Another quest we've accidentally completed, it looks like. Alright, so letter marked for your eyes only, but lacking a name. I can't read it. I guess, did Gale get the ring? Ring of Blink. Oh, that's handy. Fashioned by the wizard Bigby in honor of his faithful hound Big Boy, who could use teleportation to fetch, snare errant cats, and generally harass postmen. It's pretty handy. Alright. Well, let's go grab Jaheira again, and continue exploring around the Open Hand Temple.
How can I help? I question the wisdom of that decision, but so be it. I'll be here in the meantime, idling away the hours.
Well, are we ready for the road once more? As you wish.
Right, Jaheira, you'll have to find your own way down, I think, because I can fly back up.
There.
Well, I can't climb down over there. Okay.
These boots have seen everything.
I'll take the whole party out here, and something to dig up over here somewhere.
That might be worth a look.
Well, well, well. Been trying not to steal from the temple so far because everything's under watch, but these chests are not. Tales of the Hells. Diabolic tales collected by Greshnag the Inattentive, Impish Archivist. Entry 18, Smiler the Defiler. Your wanders through Avernus seem to become an awful lot more scenic. Luscious woods, big bushes, and the like. May have wandered into a wily trap set by a creature named Smiler. None of us hellfolk know exactly what he is, where he's from, or how he got here. But he's a nasty piece of work. Well, he's called the Defiler, ain't he? He's not just nasty. Plenty of folk are nasty here, but he's weird. Something's not right. The book continues in a similarly unenlightening fashion. The Hells Unleashed. Nine steps to his infernal throne. This chapter lists each of the Hell's 9 layers, their rulers, and the character of the associated ritual item required to describe but a glimpse of it. Avernus, Archduchess Zariel, Heliotrope, encasing shard of bone. Dis, Archduke Dispater, Ore of Infernal Iron. Minaros, Archduke Mammon, single gold coin petrified in acrid peat. Legethos, Archduchess Fierna and her father. No way to scribe that one. Archduke Belial, Everburn Ash, perfectly balanced on a scale Yeah, scale of stone. I almost said stale of scone. Yeah, you can scry hell with a scone. Astygia Arcduke Levistus. A single coal-black eye, frozen in a shard of its own tears. Malbolge Archduchess Glacia. A coronet stained with blood of 3 rightful rulers. Maladamini Archduke Beelzebub. Or Beelzebub, I've heard it pronounced 2 different ways. A Gorian fly, fed fat with the petitioner's blood. Hania Archduke Mephistopheles. A singular and precious text burned. Nessus Lord Asmodeus. Unknown substances result in immediate disappearance of petitioner. That's apt. To the good godly folk of Faerun. I believe we read this in the first area. So I'm not going to read it again, because it rings a bell. Now, it could be something similar that we read, and not that specifically. The Most Holy Sermons of Lashbearer Katrine. The collected sermons of Lashbearer Katrine, commissioned on her ascension from Openhand Temple High Priest to the House of the Broken God's revered mistress. O piteous tormented, we live in wretched times. So eager is our populace to beg succor from the city's teat, and so readily is such succor available, that our broken God is seldom lamented too. The weeping of the fetid masses should fall righteously onto the blood-burned ears of Ilmater, not into the hands of useless bureaucrats. A query often wet on the tongue of Ilmater's loyal wretches is thus: who does he bid us aid? How must we aid them? The answer is simple. We must give these sordid souls the tools to aid themselves. A working knowledge of the Ilmatari creeds. Unless these unfortunates know to channel their suffering towards the crying God, how is he supposed to intercede for them? Think upon these words, my children. Memoirs, Volume 1, Sister Clarwin. Or Clairwyn. This book details the path and faith of one Shira Clarwin. Moving from the light is how he always phrased it, which I thought was a bit much. A ray of morning light dims this day, he would insist. I just can't really see it the same way. I can comfort, I can listen, I can heal. Of course my talents are best suited in worship of Ilmater. I have no ill will towards the Morning Lord, indeed. I think a shaft of his light will always shine in my heart. I worry too. There's something that glimmers in Pa's eyes when he talks about the light, and it's not something I like. I light to Baldur's Gate next 10 day, to the Openhand Temple. Maybe they'll know what ails him. I don't recall if there's a connection to that with anything that we saw or read back at Rosymorn. Meditations, Volume 1, Father Lorgan. This record, penned by Rector Yanis, consolidates various sermons of Father Lorgan, High Priest of the Openhand Temple. Do not, brethren, mistake the wonders of gathered society for the decrees of those atop it. It is the duty of a faithful tormented. It is your duty to know when these decrees beget unjust suffering. It is not an easy duty. It is a duty that will scar your hands from carrying it as it well should. We must at all times recall a central fact. To suffer is not holy. To suffer is a consequence of holy duty made practice. Ilmater does not enjoy his pain, my friends. He endures it because it is just. Our own pain is an acceptable price to pay, but it is not a good in itself. Some may ask of you, if you're loved by your God, why does he allow you to suffer? Why does he allow anyone to suffer? The question is strong rhetoric, but it has an answer. One cannot be healed without first being hurt. One cannot truly know joy without knowing its absence. But to live a life full of absence, full of suffering, would be to know only one thing. We enact balance in the name of the Lord on the rack, for it is right and it is just. think we've read this one before. No, I think this is new. So A's for Azoth and other gods 3. You should not ever pray to Baal, the savage lord of murder. His worshippers are killers all, who spread his darkness further. Shanti is our mother great. Hers is the hearth and home. Our harvest on her blessing wait, thus we reap what we've sown. Sirik is the prince of strife, god of deceit and madness. Watch for the dark sun and his lies, who will rob your bonds of gladness. And Sirik was also the one behind killing Baal during the Age of Strife. Which is why we had the whole Baal spawn saga to begin with, because that was how Baal was going to bring himself back. Gnome Father. The introduction of Gnome Father reads like this. Most splendiferous, gregarious, and overall duplicitous of gods, especially for the gnomes who embody those attributes quite cheerfully, is Garl Glittergold. A favorite phrase deployed at gnomish parties and suppers comes from Garl's reply to the mad prophet Osterfeld, who promised Garl the moon, the sun, and all the glinting stars if he could only answer 3 riddles. To which Garl said, "Pull the other one, it has got bells on."
Lightly does it.
Oh, whoops. Is that Lorgan's bed specifically? That was convenient. Seraphic Pugilist Gloves. Grants Angel Clocker Knuckles. Your unarmed attacks deal an additional 1-4 radiant damage, and it grants Guiding Bolt. Apparently this is what happens to your handwear when you clock an angel in the chops. Alright, we'll send that to camp. We don't use unarmed attacks. Interesting.
What's inside?
Divine Rapture of Ilmater. The faded text and battered parchment of this Ixalan manuscript date back to 4th century DR. And lo, he walked among us. For a brief and brilliant moment, the crying god wept upon our earth with the tears of a most fortunate faithful. He took the cur of Gehenna, his most defiled creature of murder, and held it in his immutable embrace. In his most perfect knowing, he walked with it into the sea of fallen stars. The cur clawed and screamed and ripped and tore, but he broke no quarter. And when the sea ran red with the blood of the divine, the wailing and gnashing ceased. The creature was dead. No trace of his commanded faithful remained, save for a humble iron helm, which washed ashore with the nariest scratch or sea rust about it.
Never wanted the easy path.
Prayers of Repent. A book full of furtive prayers for forgiveness to the crying god. It smells musty, as if kept underground for a long time. Lord Ilmater, I beseech you look upon me and behold my sin. Let it stand before your infinite patience and balk in its presence. For while I am weak, you stand mighty. Let me be absolved before your weeping majesty, that I may cleanly bear the burden of others in your name. My knees may stagger, my bones may break, my will may fracture, but my faith stands strong on your shoulders, Lord, if you will let it. A register of temple dead speakers. A death will often cause, or in turn be caused by, an imbalance of suffering. On such occasions, a priest must commune with the spirit to see if they can address their imbalance. Please list your trained temple dead speakers below. Dead speakers of the Open Hand Temple. Flashbearer Katrine left temple, Sister Clarwin deceased, and Father Lorgan deceased. At the bottom of the page, there is a handwritten annotation. Oh, Sister Clarwin was the amulet's granddaughter. Or whatever relation she was to him. I think it was granddaughter. Apply for dead speaker training at earliest opportunity. Can't have none at next temple inspection. Why? Easy Furniture's DIY. A practical guide to furniture building. The false bottom chest. Oh, that's what that chest probably is. Hence the investigation check. Now, this false bottom ain't an illusory glamour, but a surefire way of stopping your most precious belongings becoming someone else's. Prying kids, snooping house guests, or even overzealous city watchmen will all be stumped by this simple trick. 1. Construct chest, see Built-in Bits Volume 2 for more instructions. 2. Cut some wood to the dimensions of your chest's internal base. Make sure to match the grain and hue. 3. Nail in some wine corks to the original base. 4. Punch a wee hole in the new bottom. 5. Drop the new bottom into the chest. 6. If you need to move the false bottom, use a long bent nail to lift it out and peruse the goodies as you please. The Well-Tended Garden. A non-denominational guide to gardening for faithful folk. Whomever you pop your prayers toward, everyone needs healing. You can't afford a blessing or miracle for every scraped knee. That's where the most holy art of planting shrubs comes in. What to grow healing. Rogue's morsel, best grown in the dark and dusk. Can even plant these in cellars. Amazing. Balsam. A spindly flower that takes well to tall and chilly climes. Yellow Musk Creeper. Now these ones are a tad difficult. They do feed on human corpses, which doesn't fit in with the awful lot of faiths. But think about it. Really cuts down on graveyard space. What to grow poisons. Mugwort. This stuff cures any poison when refined right, but it does smell awful powerful. Stake out a whole temple. This will.
My faith will guide me.
All's well that ends. Not as bad as it could have.
This ought to be good.
I guess we only get the one chance. What if I break it open? A quick save beforehand in case I make some people mad.
I'm ready. Whatever it takes.
Let's do this.
Oh. Alright, we'll take it back to camp and break it open, I think. Alright, well... How do we get to the graveyard? It's further back. Oh, yeah, it's down back this way.
Such authority. A harper must sometimes invite herself in.
If not over, then through.
Mikkel Hornkiss gave all to the lepers, fell to the malady himself. He is a beacon to us all. Brilgor fell to anger and rage, taking Father Lorgan with him. May Ilmater forgive him.
Not super excited about exhuming a dead body, so we can speak to it, but we gotta do what we gotta do.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
Are you Brilgor?
Yes.
You killed Father Lorgan.
Never. He was kinder than most.
Then who killed Lorgan?
Dwarf. Red clothes. Stranger.
How did you die?
Pierced. Once. Paralyzed.
Why was he helping you?
Fists. After me. Needed to hide.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions. Millie Runbarrel, killed by the cult of the Absolute. May our martyred father shelter her. Alvin Muffle Fieldwick gave his fortune to the poor, died in the arms of friends. He will be missed.
Yeah, but I'll let Kill miss these biscuits.
B. Gardenson gave her life protecting fellow refugees. May the one who endures shelter her. Geshan Kirkaros built the open-hand temple, gave all in his name. We honor their life and legacy. Narlo Essie. Grief and illness laid ruin, yet her heart held only compassion. The broken god be with her.
Well, I think next time we'll go to the circus. We'll loop back around that way. We clear out this section, and then we'll continue through Rivington. We also have to go back and explore the roofs of these buildings. And we saw blood on the top of this one.
Whatever it takes.
Alright, well we're set up for next time. Where we go to the circus.
Still alive.
But for now, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.